Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. We have a rollback. Yeah, I came back to the model table yesterday afternoon and evening, and I drilled the holes in our part so that we can put an LED in. But I've got a little bit of a problem. I addressed that in the rollback. And it's nothing that we can't overcome. It's just that it's going to maybe hold me up just a little bit. If you remember in the last episode I was talking about those extra holes that were in the overhead bulkhead here. One of the viewers reminded me that when we put the railings in, it could be that the top of the railing goes up into this thing. So I'm just looking at this right now. So we've got these parts here, G24, G45, and G25. And then there's 43 and 26. Yeah, looks like it's that railing to keep the guys from falling on the floor. I mean, on the lower deck is kind of complicated. So we'll get those parts later. That is something we can do. And the problem I have is got to do with something I don't have, something I actually need for our wiring. And I'm pretty sure though that these LEDs can be put into the module even after the model is complete. Although I'd like to maybe get them in place now. Anyway, now earlier this morning, I think it was around 7:30, 7:31, I just happened to look at the time and I thought, oh, Don and Bridget usually come by, and I looked at the monitor, and just at that moment, they were starting to come across. Yeah. Then a little later on, I saw this. Now, my goodness, I wonder if they're all coming to see the model ship. I hope not. I don't want anybody in my house to see the mess. And unfortunately it is. So why don't I clean it up, right? Okay, tell you what, enough chatter here. Let's roll back. Okay, what I'd like to do here this evening is get a bit of a head start on tomorrow. See if I can't get something a little bit profitable done, because we didn't get a whole lot done in episode 1880. Now 1880 has only been out for 1 hour and 13 minutes, and already I've got 4 or 5 comments come through. I just read them maybe 10 minutes ago, and one of the comments drew my attention to the fact that when I am drilling, oh, by the way, I put a smaller bit in for a pilot to make pilot holes. And when I'm drilling through from this side here, like here, and here, and here, and here, how do I know, that they're going to come out in the right place? I think that's what he was getting at. And I thought about that for a minute, and then I thought, well, one thing a person could do is, and it could be that this is what he was getting at, and I didn't grasp that. I could start right here and make the hole right there. Now, doesn't that make a lot more sense? Just for the fun of it, let's just try it here. Maybe I'll recompose so that we're moved in a little closer and maybe a little bit sharper. Now might be a good time to mention that I do read every comment, even though all I might do is give you a thumbs up. I might think, gee, that's a real good comment. Sometimes I just don't know what to say. Okay, let's just give this a whirl here. And I know I'm probably going to go through to the green cloth, but that's all right. It's getting full of holes anyway. Can you see that? I think so. Maybe I'll have to hold this a little bit at an angle like this. Well, we're just making a pilot hole anyway. Oh my, that went through in a hurry. Okay, now the other two, or the other one rather. Okay, it is right here. Now remember, you don't have to press very hard with these bits. And then we've got another one right here. And another one right here. Okay, now where did those come out? I'm just going to have to recompose here. Okay, so here we go. That one's all right. That one's pretty good. However, this one is off a little bit. In fact, it's off quite a bit. That's the one that would have come right here. Okay. So and then that one's pretty good. So yeah, this one here would have been out. Okay, I've got the larger bit back in now. Now maybe trying to do this on camera is not too smart, but we'll give it a try here. And this was the one that is out a little bit. I'm going to have to turn this around here. Then I can bring my drill in more or less at a 90 degrees to the surface of the part. Guess we could clean this off a little bit, couldn't we? And the last one. Okay, let's see what kind of a mess we got on the other side here now. Where's the fourth one? Oh, right up there. Okay, a couple of things here. Put a little piece of tape around this bit here so I can't get it mixed up again. Just in case I'm not paying attention and stick it back in the little box or index or somewhere. Second thing is, when I was editing and looking at the close-up on the screen of this last one that we put in, I was noticing that when we shoved it through, it had picked up sprue goo, and it seemed to me that it was almost completely covered with a thin layer of sprue goo. And I was noticing when I was shining it on my hand that it didn't act like a spotlight, it acted like a floodlight, which is good, okay, which is good. And I thought, well, let's just compare, and just see which one of these seems to be more of a spotlight than, I got a feeling that this one that's all the way through more through, let's put it that way, it might be more of a spotlight. So what I've done is I've rigged these up. I think it'll be a lot better. And they should just clip on something like this. All being well. It doesn't really matter where they go. I've soldered this together. So why is it that I'm all thumbs when I push record? Okay, let's try it again here. Okay, that's on there pretty good. All right, now maybe this one will go better. That red one is a little bit misformed because I was using it for something else. Okay, now those shouldn't touch. No, they shouldn't touch. All right. Now, let's get our power going here and bring it up to, I guess it was already at 3 volts, wasn't it? I guess I should have checked my power before I turned it on, because it could have been like 10 and they would have burned out. Okay, let's turn that down just a little bit here. Okay, so that's 2 1/4 volts. Now, are we going to be able to tell here which is which? Let's just cover up the one that I'll put my finger over it, and we'll just use the other one. Is the other one? No, the other one's acting like a floodlight as well. So that's good. It wouldn't matter then. Yeah, it wouldn't matter. Yeah, it wouldn't matter which one. They both act as floodlights. So that's good news. Okay, second thing. Do you remember when we got this? Must be going on 2 years ago now. One of the viewers sent it to us. And I am sorry, but I can't remember anymore who it was. I have a faint recollection. I believe it was somebody possibly way down in the southern United States, like maybe Texas, but I'm not sure. So if you're still watching, in the comments, please remind me, hey, it was me that sent you that. And I was thinking that this will now work to slightly enlarge these holes, just very slightly. We'll test it out on this piece right here. Okay, well first we should check and see if there's, if the LED does not want to go through. And let's try and remember which hole it is, okay? So it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be that hole right there. All right, so let's just try this thing now. And we'll just go part way down. Okay, let's try that. Might have to go some more. I don't think I went very much, actually. Yeah, it's going in now, but it's not going all the way in. I think that these LEDs might be slightly tapered. In other words, as they get close to where the wires are, okay, let's try that. When they get close to where the wires go into it, they are wider than at the end. Yeah, okay, I think with a little bit of pressure, that'll be a nice fit. So I'm going to use this just to slightly enlarge the holes, and then we don't need to be messing around with so much extra thin. Okay. Another thing I want to do is before I glue an LED in place, and those, I want to test it and make sure it works. Yeah, because once they're in, we don't want to find out later that it doesn't work. Okay, yeah, that's going to be all right. This is kind of fun, isn't it? Okay, this time we'll set our voltage before we hook up the LED. I did turn it right down the last time I shut it off. Okay, now let's not let these touch. Alright. That one works. That one works. That one works. That one works. I don't know if they test these things, before they package them and send them out to the customer. There might be a way of testing them. They're sure cheap to make anyway. At least they're cheap to buy. So I guess they're even cheaper to make, right? Okay, so we know we got 4 that work. Now there is one more thing, and that is that if I'm smart, I will fasten leads onto them now. Apparently you can buy these with leads already on them, like the ones that Martin sent. But I didn't do that. I think I was more interested in getting the right size. Now, just a moment, I'll be right back. Remember when I bought this wire? Okay, I thought that this would be okay, but now that I've actually started to work with it, like I used this wire to make up this thing, and it's way too heavy. It's way too heavy. So I'm not going to use this. I would if I couldn't get anything else, but I know that I think it was Chris in Atikokan and Chris. He was talking about using winding wire, and I think I can buy winding wire, real fine winding wire. Either that or go to the dollar store and buy a bunch of $1 headphones or earplugs, and then take them apart and take that very fine wire off of it. I've done that sort of thing before for fine wire. Okay, let's carry on here. Okay, let's give this a go here. I'll just do one on camera, and I can't glue them in place until after we get the leads. Get the leads on anyway. Well, I don't want to go too far. Here's one that we've used for something already. That's all right, I guess. That might have been almost too far. I think it's going to be okay though once it's glued. That does almost look like a the real thing, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Let's do another one maybe, and we won't go quite as far with it. Okay, I'll try that. That one's a little better. We got that one just about perfect. Okay, you get the idea. As I say, I can't do anything until I get the leads soldered on anyway. So, okay, let's try another one. It could be that one was a little bit on the skinny side. Let's try one that we've never used before. I guess maybe I could hold it in my fingers. This one's a little tighter. Yeah. Okay, I think this system is going to work good. Yeah. I think I've gone about as far as I want to go this evening. Yep. And remember, if the person that sent this to me is watching, please remind me. I'm sorry that I forget these things. Anyway, we'll see you in the morning. Well, I'd like to say it's morning, but it's not. We are well into the afternoon here. It's about 20 after 12, maybe even a little bit more. And what we've got going on here is our Z26. This is the only piece that is not on the G sprue. Now, when I first went to get this, I thought, well, why would they put one piece on the Z sprue when there are 6 Z sprues? So then I got curious and I paged ahead. Turns out we actually need the 26 for other steps. Now I was thinking, should I get them now or should I get them later? And I've concluded that I may as well get them later. We'll leave them on the Z sprue where we're not going to lose them. I want to be careful here. They are pretty fragile, so I'm going to have to do a lot of being careful here, not to break anything. Okay, we'll get this off here. I'll cut it well back. Okay, there we go, and I'll clean this up later. Yeah, I got to be really careful when I clean that up. Now, how am I going to get that out from under there? Well, I guess it's not a big deal, is it? I'll get it later. Now, these two pieces, 43 and 45, on the G sprue, they look the same to me. But there must be a reason why Trumpeter has numbered them separately. So what I've done here is I have just now prepared 5 separate tuna fish tins, and we're going to try and keep these separate here. Okay, this is the 43. We'll put it in the 43. Whether I'm going to be able to keep them separate as the build goes along, I don't know. I'm going to try. Okay, this is the 45. Now, I might have to recompose for the other two pieces here. Yeah, they're too big to fit in the frame, so just give me a moment here. Okay, G24. Very carefully here now, get it out of there. Maybe I should have used a little bit more delicate tweezers. Okay, 24. Now, move over here, 25. And we'll hold this down. This one is fastened just a little bit differently. Careful, Ron. This is going to be easily snapped. Oh, I think I did break it. Yes, I did. Oh, isn't that too bad? Well, I wonder if I can fix that. I think maybe I can. I think maybe if I put a little tiny bit of extra thin on that, I think it'll meld together. Let's just, for the fun of it, do that before I try to trim it up, because otherwise I'm going to end up breaking it off up here. Now, the good news about this is, if you want to try and look for something happy, this is the last piece off of the G sprue. So that's what, 3 sprues now that we've got emptied out. And of course you can see the break right there. Now I don't think I can get it back together any better than it is. I think I better just leave well enough alone here. I'm going to take some extra thin, and we're going to just put a little bit on the crack there, like that. That should be enough. That should be enough. Now, this is not going to be as strong as it originally was, but I think it'll hold together. Okay. We'll check it out after a while. Okay, after I push stop, I put another drop on there. I didn't think there was really enough to start the melding process. Now for sure there is. Now that believe it or not, that blob that you see on there, that will all evaporate. We'll check it out in a couple of hours maybe. Now, I got busy this afternoon, and yeah, I made some bean soup, and it's amazing how many calories there is in just a handful of beans. Yeah, that soup that you see there, the 4 liters, it's 1,050 calories altogether. Now, I'm not going to eat the whole works all at once. Although, well, no, I won't. Probably over 2 hours has passed here, and I'm going to have to call her quits for today. I don't know if you can see the break or not. I'm going to just turn this off. And yeah, it's there somewhere. Whether it's going to hold when I start cleaning off the flashing, like sprue connections, I don't know. I'm going to do my best. And if it breaks, well, it breaks. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.